Hello guys, welcome back to the channel DevOps Consultancy and Solution. In the previous video, we have learned about basic pipeline and how it works in Azure. Now we will add few more stages in pipeline and see how parallel and sequential stages works in Azure pipeline. So let's do a change into the YAML file. So if I click here, edit. So I will just copy here and add the another stage. So I will add the another stage here. So I just give here to stage. So I will give here make changes stage deploy to stage display name. So job name I will change here. So display name again deploy to stage service. So change here the message, right? And in the build in the stage 2 I will make a change to QA. So we can, so in the display we can clearly see that first stage is a build and test, second is the deploy to Azure QA, and third is this deploy to stage, right? So let's say add another stage for the production. So I will change here the production prod production and I will just give this is stage 4. So I will commit the changes. So now I have added two more stages, one for the stage environment and another is for the production environment. So I commit here. So okay, let's cancel. Now because we have mentioned here the trigger keyword that it will run the pipeline based on the branch which is the main. If any change happen into the main branch, then the pipeline will trigger automatically. So I will just do the commit here, and if we go to the pipeline demo project 1, so now you can see the pipeline has been started. So I just click here. So now it is doing the build part. So it is build, so it is running. So this now the once the build is done, it is doing the deployment on the QA, and next is the stage and the production. Because I am just doing the echo message or message will print, so it will not take much more time and it will run successfully. So if I click here in the multi-job, so you can see here that it is the message, it is deployed to the stage environment. And if we go to the production one, and because so in the multi-job message it run on the production. So now one thing you must have noticed here, these stages, product deployment stages are dependent on the build. So it will run after the build and it is connected to the build. If you want to run your pipeline in a sequential way, that let's say first that will run the build and test and then the deploy to QA and then deploy to stage and then to prod. So for that we will just make the minor change into the pipeline. So it is a build. So let's say we'll just make a change here to QA because it was not printing the first message clearly. It is depend on the build. I will just mention here depend on deploy, or I will change the name here QA deploy, and depend on QA deploy, and the production stage will depend on stage deploy. So instead of depending on build, so I just mentioned a stage deploy, and rest is everything same. So just it is a display name to so it can show. So I just do the commit, and if I go to the pipeline, so if I go to the demo project, click it triggered automatically, and if I click, now you can see it is showing as a sequential way. So first it will run build and test, then it will run the deploy to QA, and then stage and production. Right. So now all the stages has been passed, and you can how to create the basic Azure pipeline and how to run it. I have committed YAML file in GitHub repository at the path mentioned here on the screen, and will also mention in the description. Please feel free to check and run your first Azure pipeline. Hope this session was very useful and informative for you. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Keep learning, happy learning.